Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episodes 9 and 10 of Infinity Train Book 4, the finale. So yeah, we kind of rushed through a bunch of episodes last time, but it's just like I couldn't stop. I just needed to keep seeing what happened next. And while I still kind of felt that way at the end, I felt like I needed to hold off, and we're just going to do these last two episodes together today. So we handled everything with the enemies that had been building up. They had built up and they had come back, and now a few of them are dead. And the others have just been gotten past and defeated. Ryan and Mingi are with, what the fuck is her name? Starts with a K, I think. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot her name. Wow. I am embarrassed by this. Please help me here. Please, Kez. Okay. Ugh. That just completely, like, just, I don't know why I forgot. I knew it started with a K, but it's like, but yeah, Mingi and Ryan have arrived with Kez at the castle that she calls home, and they're about to meet her roommate, who seems like it's the castle itself, so I guess we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know where this is going. There's only 2 episodes left, and it's like, okay, Mingi and Ryan have to fully patch things up. They've gotten on the way there. They had a couple big moments, including talking it through in the hedge maze and everything. So how is this going to end? Again, this is not just the season finale, but it ended up being the series finale too. So it's like, I believe I already said in the past that we know it's not going to end in a super satisfying way for the series as a whole. But at least I want the season to close out satisfyingly. I guess we'll just have to see how that goes. Because, yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen with that, so. But I am interested. But yeah, we have our final 2 episodes today. And, yeah, it's sad to see that this series is over, but there's not really anything we can do about that, unfortunately. It's just how it is. But I will let you know in the afterthoughts what will be replacing this. It's already been decided and everything, so all is set for that. I'll let you know in the afterthoughts, but right now, let's just get to the reaction and see how this closes out. So, when the redirect fades to black, pause this. What? I worded that there. When it fades to black, pause the redirect and go to the description below. Follow link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So the obvious issue here is the fact that this is the series finale because of the cancellation of the show. And that there's a lot of questions, obviously, a lot of things that were left unanswered. And this finale doesn't really do anything, anything to answer that. In fact, it actually kind of raises a few more questions. such as that moment with the conductor in episode 9. Like, was that when Amelia was taking control? I kind of have to assume so, but we don't actually have any evidence, and there's a lot of questions that still go in line with that. But either way, the fact of the matter is, this was a very simple season. Book 4 was definitely a lot less intense than Book 3 was, which is probably a good thing. Because, God, Book 3 got intense. Like, Jesus, that ending was really fucked up, if you think about it. And mind you, I liked that. But having Book 4 dial things back was probably smart. Although I think that by having it so that none of those antagonistic characters died, and that all of them just ended up in the end coming back, and except for Judge Morpho apologizing and making up with everything, it's like, I think that was a bad decision. I just outwardly think that was a bad writing decision, because it made no sense. The park denizens, having survived being crushed and everything, like, why? What was the point of doing this? What was the point of having Judge Morpho having survived being eaten? Or the cow creamer ending up getting turned back into, the cow creamer after having practically been killed? What's the point? All it did was have them apologize, and it allowed Kez to apologize and allowed her story to come full circle. But that could have still happened with those who are still here. Like, that could have still happened. And honestly, it wasn't needed for Ryan and Mingy's story. They had already started working their way there, and would have definitely still gotten there otherwise. It really wasn't needed. It felt completely out of place, and honestly, it felt like a cop-out. It felt like a cop-out to basically have this be a no one dies season. Like, even in the end, when Judge Morpho ends up not accepting the apology and all, it's like, they're just blasted off. Like, there's no evidence that they're actually finished off or anything from that. They just Team Rocket out of there, and it's like, okay. It feels like a very safe and weak ending. And the rest of the season was great. And I liked how the season focused so heavily on Ryan and Mingy's friendship, and how they had to rekindle that after both of them making these mistakes and refusing to acknowledge their issues and everything. They had a great setup for their time on the train. It was just the conclusion that I felt was just too weak. So this season, I would still say, is better overall than season 2, but that's not hard, to be fair. But I would say it's not on the level of seasons 1 or 3. Season 1, the conclusion with Tulip getting off the train and everything felt more earned. Hell, honestly, even Lake getting off the train in the end of season 2 felt more earned. But overall, season 4 here was better than season 2 overall. And Tulip was just... Tulip helped, like, really push that. Plus, of course, it being the first season and everything, with it being a completely new thing to me at that time, and it just has this novelty that the other seasons don't. And then, of course, season 3 is still the best because, let's be honest, it was phenomenally written, dark as fuck, intense as fuck, and had some of the just best and most interesting scenes in the entire series. And it does suck that it's over now. It does suck that there's no more, and there's not going to be any more, and there's not going to be any conclusion or payoff to anything. But I might be one of the only ones who thinks that's actually a good thing. Hear me out. Part of the appeal of this series to me is the mystery. The fact that you don't know everything and you're not really supposed to. The mystery and everything of the train and of what it's all about and all. It's like, yeah, it's fun getting to learn some of that stuff as you go along. But I feel it would take away a lot of the appeal, a lot of the charm, a lot of what just makes this series so good if you explained everything. By having it end here and just not having everything explained, it kind of keeps that air of mystery and excitement to it. And no matter what, even without like a solid final conclusion outside of this, it was still a good run. All 4 seasons still like succeeded at what they were trying to do, even if not every one was as amazing as the others. So I think that overall I'm still happy with where this ended. It's not like with other shows like Glitch Text where it like needs answers. This one I think actually works better not having everything answered. And then there is also the question of what is, let's be honest, Ryan and Mingy's relationship. Because there's been a lot of talk in the fandom and all, and I knew this before like starting this season and all, about whether or not they were together. Whether or not they were just friends or actually had romantic interest. And the idea, I think, just comes from the closeness of the relationship. And there is like one shot at like in this finale where like Ryan blushes with what Mingy says and everything. And it's like, I just feel there's not enough evidence to support, for me, them as anything more than just best friends. I don't see them in that kind of sense. If you do, that's fine. And I support you choosing to ship them. But for me, I just see them as best friends. Lifelong best friends who are just through thick and thin together and had some arguments and some falling out and had to work through that. And yeah, and that's fine. Not every characters have to be shipped together, or all characters rather. Not all characters have to be shipped together just because there's maybe a tiny hint of something there. You can just have characters being friends. It is possible. But yeah, in the end, I can see why some people say this was one of the weaker seasons for sure, or even the weakest. Because again, it definitely felt like less intense and exciting. Even the best parts of it were usually not as like exciting and powerful and big as those same kind of parts in other seasons. Like I think my favorite like part of this season, or at least like specific aspect, was still that creature in the art museum car, the art gallery car. That hand creature. That was so fucking out of nowhere and so legitimately scary that I kind of loved it, and I just wish more of the season had been like that, admittedly. But I'm also fine with what the season did for the most part. So, yeah. I'm okay. And I think I'll be fine with this just in the end. So, that all being said, tell me in the comments what you thought of this finale of Infinity Train. Not just book 4, but overall. And, yeah, thank you all so much for continuing to tune in. But that comes to the replacement for this series. Because with this being over now, we need to replace this with something else for this slot on Thursdays. And we are replacing this because there are more stuff coming out, even though we have 2 things in this slot currently. Once I finish with MLP Make Your Mark, it should move down to one show in this slot again, though. But for the time being, Infinity Train is going to be replaced by the return of Spy Family. I've even already begun recording it. I actually recorded the first episode back for that episode 13 before recording this, just to avoid spoilers and all. So, yeah, that's even already started recording, so that's fun. But yeah, that will begin right away next week. So I hope you're all excited for more of that coming in the future. We have an entire second half of this season to go. But yeah. Like I said, let me know your thoughts, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.